Good morning, everyone. This is Father Nate, missionary priest in Italy. Today is Monday, June 1st of 2026, and we're celebrating the memorial of Saint Justin, martyr, one of the first Christian philosopher martyrs that we have in the church. Today's gospel comes to us from the Gospel according to Mark, chapter 12, verses 1 through 12. Jesus began to speak to the chief priests, the scribes, and the elders in parables. A man dug a vineyard, put a hedge around it, dug a winepress, and built a tower. Then he leased it to tenant farmers and left on a journey. At the proper time he sent a servant to the tenants to obtain from them some of the produce of the vineyard. But they seized him, beat him, and sent him away empty-handed. Again he sent them another servant, and that one they beat over the head and treated shamefully. He sent yet another whom they killed. So too many others. Some they beat, others they killed. He had one other to send, a beloved son. He sent him to them last of all, thinking, "They will respect my son." But those tenants said to one another, "This is the heir. Come, let us kill him, and the inheritance will be ours." So they seized him and killed him, and threw him out of the vineyard. What then will the owner of the vineyard do? He will come, put the tenants to death, and give the vineyard to others. Have you not read this scripture passage? The stone that the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. By the Lord has this been done, and it is wonderful in our eyes. They were seeking to arrest him, but they feared the crowd, for they realized that he had addressed the parable to them. So they left him and went away. Today's gospel serves as an excellent reminder of what our lives are about and how God provides for what we need. Although we've probably heard this parable of the tenants before, it helps to examine what Jesus is telling us about God the Father. In particular, we see three characteristics of God the Father. He's generous, he's trusting, and he's patient. Generosity, trust, and patience. First, God the Father is generous. Notice that Mark tells us that the owner of the vineyard planted it, put in the hedge, dug the press, and even built the tower. Now, these things should have been done, traditionally, by the tenants. But in this case, it's the owner who took care of them. In particular, the tower is a nice detail. Now, not only is it a lookout point for security, but it's also the place where the tenants could rest and sleep. All the tenants had to do was to use and maintain what they'd been given. Secondly, the Father is trusting. He doesn't send people to spy on the tenants or ask them for constant progress reports. In a sense, he places himself at the mercy of the tenants. They do what they want, and the owner trusts that it's also what he wants. Lastly, the Father is patient. Time and again, the owner sends his servants only to have them be mistreated. Yet the owner never ceases trying to reach out to them until they reject his son. In our lives too, God is generous, trusting, and patient. He gives us absolutely everything that we need to become saints. All we have to do is use it well. Now, the scene from today's gospel might seem a little dramatic for our daily lives, but we can consider if we really make use of all the things God has given us to get to heaven. And again, this doesn't include just nice things. It means things like annoying people who make us practice penance and charity, or temptations that make us firm in our good resolutions to serve God alone. It even includes sufferings that sometimes don't seem to make much sense. All these things are gifts of God's generosity, the hammer blows that form us into saints, if we use them well. Today we can ask ourselves about how well we make use of the things God permits to come our way. If God trusts himself to us, do we entrust ourselves to him? To the intercession of Mary, Queen of Heaven and Earth, let's ask for the grace to use all these things as scaffolding with which we can climb to heaven.
Thank you for watching. If you or a loved one find this series fruitful, please consider subscribing and sharing with a friend. For those interested in more content from our priests around the world, please visit the description below or visit iveamerica.org/blog. That's iveamerica.org/blog.